HAZ'S bad mouthpiece hits himself hard. Duke's career tips brutally joked as Bloke Veneer stripped. Prince Harry's career wisdom has been ridiculed by royal journalist Daniela Elsa, who claimed he has been stripped of his Bloke Veneer after comments celebrating people who quit jobs that make them unhappy. The Duke of Sussex, 37, who stepped back from his role in the royal family last year along with his wife Meghan Markle, 40, was branded the most famous job quitter in history aside from his great-uncle King Edward VIII. Harry, who now lives in California, took part in a Q&A about mental health with American business magazine Fast Company this week. A former working royal and former soldier, the Duke is now the Chief Impact Officer of mental health and coaching firm BetterUp. During his interview, published on Monday, Harry was asked about increased burnout and job resignations during the COVID-19 pandemic. He said, "I've actually discovered recently, courtesy of a chat with BetterUp Science Board member, Adam Grant, that a lot of the job resignations you mention aren't all bad. In fact, it is a sign that with self-awareness comes the need for change. Many people around the world have been stuck in jobs that didn't bring them joy, and now they're putting their mental health and happiness first. This is something to be celebrated." Harry, who has famously opened up about his own mental health on several occasions, may have had good intentions with his remarks, but they did not go down well in some quarters. Journalist and editor at the New Zealand Herald, Daniela Elsa, dubbed these comments his biggest blunder yet in an opinion piece the following day. Ms. Elsa claimed the comments made Harry look out of touch, pointing out that many people are not able to leave their jobs, even if they do not make them happy, because they do not have the same personal wealth as he does. She jibed, "It is this man, a man with a startling paucity of real-life experience, who is readily offering up career wisdom, something that makes about as much sense as asking Prince Andrew for dating advice or Prince Philip, back in the day, for driving tips." She added, "What the joy of quitting brouhaha has done is strip away the veneer of his call me Harry knockabout bloke public persona and reminded the world that he is a man who up until last year lived off his father's generosity and never had to pay an electricity bill in his life." The royal writer claimed Harry received millions of dollars from his father Prince Charles until the age of about 35. After Meghan and Harry announced last year that they intended to step back from their royal roles, much speculation was made over their finances. Harry addressed the situation during his and Meghan's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey in March of this year, which was shown on CBS and ITV. He claimed that his family had literally cut me off financially in the first quarter of 2020. Financial accounts were then released that showed that Charles continued to fund Meghan and Harry into the summer of last year. At the time, Harry faced claims that his allegation about being financially cut off did not match the financial records. A spokesperson for Prince Charles and his wife Camilla's Clarence House addressed the apparent discrepancy between the two timelines. They said, "I wouldn't acknowledge that they are dramatically different. All I can tell you are the facts." Harry and Meghan's own spokesperson also attempted to clear up the matter, claiming that Harry had not been referring to the first quarter of the calendar year, but actually the financial year, which in the UK begins in April. They said, "You are conflating two different timelines and it's inaccurate to suggest that there's a contradiction." The Duke's comments during the Oprah interview were in reference to the first quarter of the fiscal reporting period in the UK, which starts annually in April. Harry also paid a large amount of money into the sovereign grant last year to cover the costs of his and Meghan's refurbishment of their former home, Frogmore Cottage, which had been paid for by the taxpayer. Sky News reported that Harry's £2.4 million repayment also included rent the couple had accrued at Frogmore Cottage. Ms. Elsa added that Prince William now looks like the golden child after his brother's various controversial media appearances, especially with his new Apple Fitness Plus Time to Walk series. She claimed the contrast between what the two are doing is stark and even suggested it may be embarrassing for Harry. Meanwhile, the Carol festive event at Westminster Abbey was being recorded for ITV and has been called together at Christmas. It was not just royal family members and unsung COVID heroes in attendance, but Kate's family also made a rare appearance to support her. Her parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, as well as her siblings James and Pippa were seen at the event.